Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of this training. I'm so excited I get to chat with you all today and share some insights into building this biz. I'm going to introduce myself first so you get to know a little bit about me. My name is Maggie. I grew up in Washington, moved to Alaska with my husband for a couple years, but now we're back in Washington with our daughter and our dog. I started this not as a coach. I started in an accountability group, and I started in March of 2014, which is crazy. It seems like I was just not that long ago. I just simply wanted to get through T25 because I had tried before and got halfway through and gave up or moved on to something else because I just thought I couldn't do it. Well, I got through it all and I was like, oh my goodness, if an accountability group could get me to do the entire program, plus I had great results from including Shakeology, I wanted that discount, and I even was like, I think I could totally pay this forward to other ladies. So in May 2014, just a couple months later, I decided to run my first accountability group and I fell in love. But I was so busy. It was summertime at that time, but I was a teacher, so I did have a little time off. But I was getting my master's, I was teaching full time, I was a Zumba instructor. We had just recently moved up to Alaska, just recently had gotten a dog, so I felt like there was a ton on my plate, right? Well, what I simply did is I made a schedule. I blocked out times where I knew I wouldn't be able to work. Obviously, I wasn't going to be able to I wasn't going to be able to check my phone while I'm teaching. I wasn't going to be able to really check into my groups while I was at school. So I had to block out those chunks of time, and I was getting my master's at the time, so I had homework to do. And teaching isn't just a leave it at the school kind of job, like you take work home too. So I had non-negotiables like we all should do if we're building this business, but I scaled mine down way back during the school year. But the one thing I did is I was super consistent. That means I showed up and did my non-negotiables even if they were just a couple of invites a day. Even if I could only do personal development for 15 minutes. I mean, I recommend doing more, but that's all I could do because I was reading so much other stuff for college and everything. So I had my own non-negotiables. That was mine. That was setting the pace for where I was at that point in my life and in my business and what my goals were. And that's what you're learning now as you're in this new advanced training. You're learning how to adjust your non-negotiables when life is different, like even if you're a mom or you just got a new job or you're doing this full time now, it doesn't matter where you are, you're going to have to constantly balance them out. Why is it important to do this? Because you don't want burnout. If you had set up extreme non-negotiables and you're super busy and you're working full time and you have all these other things on your plate, and you're constantly not able to do your non-negotiables every day, you're going to start feeling a little bit guilty. It's just not going to create that fun vibe that we love to have as coaches, because we love to have fun, and that's what makes this job amazing. You have to be having fun to do it. So having your non-negotiables be way up here when you just don't have that time is going to cause burnout. And I kind of want to reiterate that a lot of times we say we don't have time, but it's really about time management. So that's why I did set up a schedule. That's why power hours are so important. There's going to be another video talking about how to find those different time chunks to fit it all in. So that will go into more detail there. But it's just super important that your non-negotiables are yours, that you're not comparing yourself to any other coach in this community. I wanted to go over a little quote from one of my favorite books. It's "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." And that's by Darren Hardy from The Compound Effect, which has been the book that set this all off for me. That was the first book that I read, first personal development book I read, and it just basically set the tone for my business. And I knew if I was going to be successful in this, I needed to be consistent. And that is how I've been able to build my business. And now I'm a full-time coach. I do think it's important to do something daily in your business. And I know like we all have our days where we want to take a day off, but do something like whether it's checking into the team page, just hitting your non-negotiables. I think it's important, like, because once we start missing days and we start becoming inconsistent, then you start getting a little bit lazy in your business. And that kind of has to do with your health and fitness routine. Like, if you decided that you wanted nachos or once a month, and that was kind of like your cheat meal, but then, that slowly turns into once a week, and now you're eating nachos every other day, like, no, it's going to affect that long-term compound effect, right? So the same goes for your business. If you slowly start to creep away from those non-negotiables and stop being consistent, it's going to have a negative effect on your business. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was that we all have seasons, and our business goes through those seasons because we have our personal lives, right? So 2.5 years into my business, Josh and I had our little girl, Harper, and she's amazing. She's 1 year old now. But 6 weeks after she was born, my mom unexpectedly passed away, like totally out of the blue. I know everyone has different relationships with their family and parents, but this lady was someone I literally talked on the phone with every single day and saw at least once a week. So this was a huge blow to my personal life, and I could have let that derail me and derail my business. And I've got to be honest, like, it was really hard. It was one of the hardest things I've ever been through. And that was a season of my life that was challenging. I think what the most important thing I did was I still showed up in my posts. I still was working out because I knew that would help me personally. All the tools that we learned from Beachbody, I had actually was talking to my grief counselor, and she said they were all things that I should be doing to be better mentally and physically and just being all around healthy. And so I kept doing those things. And it was in that year that I realized like Beachbody was the thing that I wanted to do full time. And here's why. During that year, I realized that we have an important job, of course, because we're helping other people, but we have a unique experience of having a platform as a coach. Like, I never posted on social media really before this, like every once in a while, like a picture and a status update. But I was not a social media guru or anything like that. But I think going through these seasons in our life helps us be real and authentic, and talking about it connects us with other people that have gone through similar experiences or know people who have gone through similar experiences. So this last year, as I've worked through all of this, I've realized that this platform is so important to this whole coaching thing. Like, how awesome is it that we get to share our story so we can help others? I can't tell you, anytime I post a little bit about my grief story, over this last year how many times I've had random people reach out to me, and it's not necessarily that they're joining my group, but it's helping me connect to people. And using your story, there's already a video about sharing your story authentically and being real, and just know that the seasons that you go through, even having a baby, that's a huge deal too, but just sharing it and sharing the struggles that you go through and everything. Brittany brings it every single day, sharing her story and her kicking butt. And it just shows that so many people need to hear these stories to become better, and just it's helping them fulfill their own lives. And the last point I want to make is, through those seasons, lean into the community. This community was put in front of you for a reason. And that's one thing I wish I would have done sooner, because I kind of pulled back a little bit. I wish I would have leaned in a little bit sooner after those two major things happened, having Harper and then losing my mom. I think leaning in really provides a way for other people to see, wow, look at this girl has this community that she can lean in, and it's doing wonders for her, and it's helping her through this one of these hardest times in her life. Or it doesn't have to be something extreme, but look at how this community is helping you. Like, think back to when before Beachbody, how you would do anything to be a part of that community now, like looking back at where you were before, and how much it has changed your life. I hope that makes sense, but just this community has given us a gift to share with other people. A lot of people talk about how we're doing fitness and nutrition and things like that, but I don't know about you. I did not think I was going to be a fitness and nutrition coach. And just remember, the other thing that we have to offer is this amazing community. And I think our team has one of the best, if not the best, communities to offer out there. So when you're thinking about inviting, when you're thinking about your non-negotiables, just remember that people do need the fitness piece, they do need the nutritional piece, but they also need the community piece too, because you don't know how many moms are looking for that, how many girls that are working full time and just going need that little piece of online community too. I am so glad I got to talk with you all, and check out the assignment and do it today, and I can't wait to see what you all have to post.